Listen to me. Some of you know XFAST-CTLY, what it feels like to have nothing. I'm not talking about a little bit. I'm not talking about being short on gas money. I'm talking about the kind of nothing that keeps you up at night. The kind of nothing that makes your stomach growl because there's no food in the house. The kind of nothing where you walk into a room and you already feel like you don't belong. Because you don't belong. Because you don't got the clothes. You don't got the status. You don't got the connections. You feel invisible. You feel like the world already wrote you off. And I came here today to tell you, if that's you, go. Because that means you got the rawest material for greatness. You can't go from comfort to unstoppable. You can't go from spoiled to savage. Nah, the ones who become unstoppable are the ones who know what it means to be hungry. L-I, hungry. See, everybody wants the glory, but nobody wants the grind. Everybody wants the spot, but they don't want the nights in the dark when you're crying yourself to sleep. When your dreams are the only thing keeping you alive. That's what not will to like. That's where the unstoppable are born. Let me make it plain, some of you in this room, you've been told you're a nobody. Teachers told you you'll never make it. Family told you you ain't smart enough. Friends laughed at your dreams. And you started believing it. You started thinking, maybe they're right. Maybe I am nothing. But hear me. And hear me loud. Yo, you are not not ein. You are not average. You are not what they said. You are not your circumstances. You are not your failures. You are not your past. You got greatness inside you, and the fact that you started from nothing just means you're about to be one of the most dangerous, unstoppable forces on this planet if you don't quit. Now let me break this down. Starting from nothing, yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it's heavy, but starting from nothing gives you an EDG. See, when you start with nothing, you don't got anything to lose. You're not scared to take risks. You're not worried about looking stupid because people already counted you out. That means you're free to fight with everything you got. Do you know why lions are dangerous? Not because they're the biggest. The elephant's bigger. Not because they're the fastest. The cheetah's faster. Not because they're the smartest. But the lion is the Huangara-est. And hunger makes you fearless. Hunger makes you get up when everybody else stays down. Hunger makes you chase the impossible until it becomes reality. So if you're sitting here today saying, I don't got money, I don't got connections, I don't got the right education, I don't got a big family name, gold. Because that means all you got is hunger. And hunger will take you farther than talent. Hunger will take you farther than privilege. Hunger will make you unstoppable. Some of you, you've been walking around ashamed of your story, ashamed of where you come from, ashamed of that little house, ashamed of those second-hand clothes, ashamed of those times you didn't have lunch money. But let me flip it for you. Tiaras are power. That's your weapon. That's your fire. Stop running from it. Stop hiding it. Stop pretending like you didn't start with nothing. Own it. Because the world needs to see how somebody with naughty in can rise up and become UUNS top bell. I didn't come here to tickle your ears. I didn't come here to make you feel good for 10 minutes. I came here to look you in the eyes and tell you, stop blaming your past. Stop blaming your parents. Stop blaming your city. Stop blaming your situation. You don't need a perfect start. You don't need rich parents. You don't need luck. All you need is grit. All you need is grind. All you need is a mindset that says, I don't care what's against me. I don't care who doubts me. I don't care how long it takes. I will not stop until I become unstoppable. Look, when you're at the bottom, you don't got options. You either stay there or you fight your way out. That's it. And I'm telling you right now, there are people who started with less than you. People who were homeless. People who were abandoned. People who were abused. People who were told, you ain't going to be nothing. And they flipped that story. They built empires. They became leaders. They became Legi NDS. What's stopping you? Don't tell me it's because you're broke. Don't tell me it's because nobody believes in you. Don't tell me it's because the odds are stacked against you. Let me remind you, diamonds are formed under pressure. Steel is forged in fire. And warriors are built in war. So the fact that you're in the struggle right now, that's power that you're being prepared. That's Par off that you're being shaped. That's par off that you're not ordinary. The question is, are you going to fold or are you going to fight? See, some of you need to stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for the perfect opportunity. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Newsflash, it ain't coming. If you wait until it's easy, you'll be waiting your whole life. You got to move while it's hard. You got to grind while it's ugly. You got to push while it hurts. Because that's the process that makes you unstoppable. From nothing to unstoppable. That's the journey. That's the mission. And if you don't quit, if you don't give up, if you keep showing up, I promise you, you will get there. Let's be real for a second. When you start with nothing, it doesn't just mean you don't got money. It doesn't just mean your bank account is empty. Nothing hits deeper than that. Nothing means you walking to school with shoes so worn out the soles are talking back to the pavement. Nothing means everybody else got new backpacks and you're still carrying the same one you had 3 years ago with the zipper broken. Nothing means you hungry in class, but you don't say a word because you don't want nobody to know your fridge at home is empty. See, nothing is more than a situation. It's a feeling. It's a weight on your shoulders. It's that voice in your head telling you, you're behind. You don't belong. You're not good enough. And the crazy part, when you start from nothing, the world don't have sympathy for you. Nobody's passing out free passes. Nobody's stopping the game to let you catch up. The world keeps moving and you either run with it or you get left behind. But here's the blessing in disguise. When you've lived with nothing, you learn things that people with comfort will never learn. You learn how to stretch a dollar, stretch your energy, stretch your hope. You learn how to grind because you don't got a plan B. You learn how to value small wins because every step forward is life-changing when you're at zero. People who start with comfort, they soft. The minute life gets hard, they fold. The minute things don't go their way, they quit. But you've been fighting since day one. You've been climbing uphill your whole life. You've already been training for unstoppable. Let me paint a picture. Imagine you running a race. Some people start at the halfway point. They got rich parents. They got connections. They got the best shoes, the best training, the best everything. And you're starting way back at the starting line, barefoot. You're looking at them and you're thinking, man, how am I ever going to catch up? But what you don't realize is that distance, that struggle, that fight, it's making you stronger. Every step you take, you're building endurance. Every mile you run, you're building heart. And by the time you catch up to them, and you will catch up, you won't just be equal. You'll be stronger. You'll be sharper. You'll be UNSTOPIABLE. That's the reality of nothing. It hurts, but it builds. It breaks you down, but it also forces you to build yourself back up. And when you build yourself piece by piece, brick by brick, you don't crumble easy. You don't quit easy. You don't get intimidated easy. Let me say this straight. If you've ever had to figure out how to make it through the day with no resources, no backup, no safety net, then you already know more about resilience than most people ever will. You already got an advantage. Because when the storm comes, and trust me, storms always come, you ain't panicking. You've been through worse. You survived worse. You know how to fight. That's why I say, nothing is not your enemy. Nothing is your teacher. Nothing is your trainer. Nothing is your gym. Think about it when you go to the gym. What do? You lift heavy weight. And it hurts. It burns. Your muscles scream. But that's the only way you grow. Nobody builds strength lifting feathers. Nobody builds toughness living soft. So if life handed you weight, poverty, pain, struggle, rejection, don't cry about it. Push it. Lift it. Carry it. That's your training ground. Some of you keep asking God, why me? Why I gotta go through this? Why I gotta start with nothing? But maybe the better question is, why not me? Why not take this nothing and turn it into something nobody's ever seen before? Maybe you're the chosen one in your family to break the cycle. Maybe you're the one who was supposed to take the pain and flip it into power. And let's be honest, you don't respect easy victories anyway. Think about it. When you get something handed to you, you don't value it the same. But when you had to grind for it, sweat for it, bleed for it, you protect it. You honor it. You cherish it. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you unstoppable. So don't despise your nothing. Don't curse your nothing. Embrace it. Because your nothing is the reason you're about to become something. Your nothing is the foundation for your unstoppable future. From nothing to unstoppable. That's the reality. That's the truth. And if you don't quit, if you don't settle, your nothing will one day be your testimony. People will look at you and say, if they made it with nothing, what's stopping me? There comes a moment in every person's life where you gotta decide, am I gonna let this nothing break me, or am I gonna let it make me? See, the turning point doesn't happen on stage. It doesn't happen in the spotlight. It doesn't happen when you finally succeed. No! The turning point happens in the dark. It happens in your room when you're crying and nobody hears you. It happens when you're standing in front of the mirror, staring at yourself, and you whisper, I can't live like this no more. That's the shift. That's the moment where nothing becomes fuel. Let me tell you something. Real pain can either paralyze you or propel you. For most people, pain makes them stop. They get hurt and they quit. They get rejected and they give up. They get knocked down and they stay there. But unstoppable people, we flip pain. We turn it into power. Think about it. Every time life hurts you, you got a choice. You can complain or you can convert. You can whine or you can work. You can quit or you can climb. And the decision you make in that moment determines everything. When you're at rock bottom, that's not just a low point. That's a LANCHPOD. But you only launch if you decide to. Listen to me, nobody's coming to save you. I know you want somebody to swoop in, hand you the keys, hand you the opportunity, hand you the easy way out. But life don't work like that. If you wait on somebody else, you'll wait forever. You gotta save yourself. You gotta make a decision that says, no matter what it takes, I'm getting up out of this hole. I'm done surviving. I'm ready to start thriving. That's the turning point. Now let's get practical. The turning point ain't just about emotion. It's about habits. It's about discipline. It's about daily decisions. You don't just wake up one day and become unstoppable. You build it brick by brick. Here's how it happens. Step one, you get sick of excuses. You stop blaming your past. You stop pointing fingers. You stop saying, if only, nah. You take responsibility. You say, it's on me. It's MY life. It's MY future. And I refuse to waste it. Step two, you set a standard. You stop accepting average from yourself. You stop hanging with people who drag you down. You say, I may have started with nothing, but I'm not living like nothing. I'm raising my standard. I'm raising my expectations. Step three, you move in silence. You stop announcing every little plan and start putting in work. Early mornings, late nights, grinding when nobody's watching. Because the loudest statement you can ever make is success. Step four, you embrace the process. You understand that change don't happen overnight. You can't plant a seed and eat fruit the same day. You gotta water it, nurture it, protect it, be patient. That's the grind. That's the turning point. Let me give it to you straight. Discipline is the bridge between nothing and unstoppable. Some of y'all keep waiting for motivation. You keep saying, when I feel ready, I'll start. You keep waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect energy, the perfect timing. That's why you're stuck. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. The unstoppable don't wait to feel like it. They do it because they said they would. They do it because their future depends on it. They do it because their family depends on it. They do it because they know the pain of regret is heavier than the pain of discipline. That's the turning point. When you stop being driven by how you feel and start being driven by what you're committed to. Think about the caterpillar. You ever seen the process? That thing ugly, crawling in the dirt. No wings, no beauty. But then one day it gets tired of crawling. One day it says, I was made for more than this. So it goes into the cocoon. And what happens in the cocoon? Pain, pressure, struggle. But when it comes out, it's a butterfly. It's unstoppable. That's you. Right now you might be crawling. Right now you might feel stuck. Right now you might feel overlooked. But when you hit that turning point, when you decide to enter your cocoon, to embrace the process, to fight through the pain, you'll come out flying. I remember being at my lowest point. Nobody believed in me. Nobody was clapping for me. Nobody was checking for me. But I had to make a decision, either stay there or rise. And I chose to rise. I chose to work when it was hard. I chose to grind when it didn't make sense. And that choice, that one decision, was the seed that grew everything else. So let me ask you, what's it going to be? Are you going to stay in nothing? Are you going to hit your turning point? Are you going to keep crawling, or are you going to fly? Because once you hit that turning point, once you flip the switch, once you say, I refuse to live like this any longer, you unleash something inside you that can't be stopped. And that's the truth. You don't become unstoppable by accident. You become unstoppable by decision. Listen to me. Everything starts in your mind. Before you can become unstoppable out there, you got to become unstoppable in here, your head, your heart, your spirit. The reason most people never make it isn't because they don't have talent. It's not because they don't have opportunity. It's because their mindset is weak. They fold the first time life says no. They quit the first time the door slams in their face. They stop the first time they fail. But the unstoppable, nah. When the door slams, they knock again. And when it slams again, they kick it down. And if it won't open at all, they build their OBN door. That's mindset. That's hunger. That's the difference. Let me tell you something you might not want to hear of your mind. Is I either your prison or your passport? If you keep saying, I can't, I'm not smart enough, I'm not strong enough, I don't got what it takes. That's your prison talking. And you'll stay locked up your whole life. But when you shift your mindset and you start saying, I will, I must, I refuse to quit, I'm unstoppable. That's your passport. That's the ticket to every dream, every goal, every breakthrough you want in life. Unstoppable people don't think like the rest of the world. They rewire their minds. They don't see problems. They see possibilities. They don't see obstacles. They see opportunities. They don't see failures. They see feedback. That's the mindset. Now hear me, because this is critical. The unstoppable mindset doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It doesn't mean you don't get tired. It doesn't mean you don't cry. Oh, you're going to cry. You're going to hurt. You're going to feel like giving up. But the unstoppable mindset says, even though I'm tired, I'm still moving. Even though I'm hurting, I'm still grinding. Even though I feel broken, I will not stop. That's what separates you. See, excuses are the language of the weak. Everybody got excuses. I'm too young. I'm too old. I don't got the money. Right people. I don't know the right people. I'm not lucky. That's weak talk. And excuses don't change nothing. But the unstoppable, they don't speak excuse. They speak execution. They don't talk about what they can't do. They do what they can do. They don't focus on limitations. They focus on possibilities. Think about it like this. When a storm comes, most animals run from it. They scatter, they hide, but you know what the buffalo does? It runs straight into the storm. Why? Because it knows the fastest way through the storm is to face it head on. That's the unstoppable mindset. Don't run from the storm. Don't hide from the storm. Go THROUGH it. Face it. Beat it. And let me tell you, being unstoppable doesn't mean you never fail. It means you never stop. It means every time you fail, you get back up. Every time you fall, you rise again. Every time you hear no, you keep going until you hear Myers. Unstoppable people know that success isn't built on winning all the time. It's built on not quitting. Every champion you admire, every success story you celebrate, every person you look up to, they failed, they lost, they stumbled, they cried. The only reason they're unstoppable is because they refuse to stay down. You got to train your mind the same way an athlete trains their body. Daily reps, daily discipline. You don't wake up with an unstoppable mindset. You build it. You build it by refusing to let negativity stay in your head. You build it by feeding yourself the right words, the right thoughts, the right vision every single day. Look, if you put trash in your mind, you're going to get trash out. If you put doubt in your mind, you're going to get doubt out. But if you put faith, hunger, determination, and focus in your mind, you'll get unstoppable results. Say it with me. I am unstoppable. Say it again. I am unstoppable. Say it louder. I am unstoppable. Because sometimes you got to remind yourself who you are. Sometimes you got to speak it before you see it. Sometimes you got to shout it until your spirit believes it. The unstoppable mindset is this: I will not stop until I win. Period. No excuses. No shortcuts. No retreat. No surrender. You might knock me down, but I'm getting back up. You might delay me, but you can't deny me. You might slow me, but you can't stop me. Because once I made up my mind that I'm unstoppable, nothing in this world can break me. Let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear. Your struggles are the very thing that will make you strong. See, we live in a world that teaches you to run from pain. Avoid discomfort. Take the easy road. Look for shortcuts. But let me ask you, when has running ever made anybody stronger? When has hiding ever built a warrior? Never. Strength is born in struggle. And every one of you listening right now has scars. Scars from what you've been through. Scars from what you survived. Scars from the nights you didn't think you'd make it. And instead of being ashamed of those scars, you need to start wearing them with pride. Because your scars are proof that you fought. Your scars are proof that you survived. Your scars are proof that you're still here when others gave up. Think about this. A seed has to go underground before it can grow. It has to be buried in the dirt. It has to sit in the dark, unseen, unnoticed. And while it's there, it looks like nothing is happening. But in reality, everything is happening. The roots are forming. The foundation is being built. And one day, that seed breaks through the dirt. And everybody sees the tree. But it never happens without the dirt. It never happens without the dark. It never happens without the struggle. That's Yaoyu. You've been buried. You've been overlooked. You've been dismissed. But what people don't see is that in the struggle, your roots are forming. In the pain, your strength is being built. And when your time comes, you'll break through. Let's talk real. Oprah Winfrey, abused, broke, counted out, struggle. Today, a billionaire, a world changer, unstoppable. Tyler Perry, homeless, living in his car, rejected again and again. Struggle. Today, a mogul building empires, unstoppable. J.K. Rowling, single mom, living off welfare, rejected by publishers over and over. Struggle. Today, one of the most successful authors of all time, unstoppable. What do they all have in common? Struggle. But they didn't let struggle kill them. They let struggle sharpen them. And I know you got your own story. Maybe you lost somebody you love. Maybe you grew up in a house where nobody believed in you. Maybe you've been broke, hungry, abandoned, or betrayed. But listen, don't you dare let that struggle make you bitter. Don't you dare let it break you. Flip it. Use it. Let it make you estar on G. Because here's the truth: the greater the struggle, the greater the strength, the heavier the weight, the stronger the muscle, the bigger the test, the bigger the testimony. See, people don't get inspired by perfection. They don't get moved by someone who had it easy. They get inspired by people who took the hits and still kept going. They get moved by people who were supposed to quit but didn't. They get strength from people who turned their struggle into victory. Your struggle is not just for you. Somebody out there needs your story. Somebody out there needs to see you win so they know they can win too. Somebody needs to see that you went through the fire and came out stronger so they can believe it's possible for them too. So don't despise your struggle. Don't curse your struggle. Don't run from your struggle. EMB-RASI-IT. Because it's carving you into the person you were meant to be. Listen, the pain you feel today is the strength you'll carry tomorrow. The tears you cry today are the fuel you'll burn tomorrow. The rejection you face today is the resilience you'll need tomorrow. Nothing is wasted. No pain is pointless. Every scar is shaping you into unstoppable. And let me be clear, you don't have to like the struggle. Nobody likes it. Nobody wakes up saying, yes, give me more pain today. But you do have to respect it. Respect it as the process that makes you unbreakable. Respect it as the fire that refines you. Respect it as the storm that proves your roots are deep. From struggles to strength, that's the journey. That's the process. And if you let it, your greatest pain will become your greatest power. Listen to me, because this is the moment. Right here, right now. Some of you have been waiting your whole life to hear this. You don't have to stay at nothing. I don't care what they said about you. I don't care who walked away from you. I don't care how broke you are. How broken you feel, how heavy the struggle is. If you don't QAD, if you don't jive you peep. If you keep showing up, I-O-U-Y-L-B-E-K. Say it with me right now, from nothing to unstoppable. Say it again, from nothing to unstoppable. Say it louder, Ephraim. No, I chin two unstoppable. That's your anthem now. That's your war cry. That's your declaration. You might be at 0 today, but 0 is just the starting point. 0 is just the canvas. 0 is just the place where legends are born. Don't you dare despise your 0. Don't you dare give up because you're at nothing. Every empire started as nothing. Every champion started as nothing. Every success story you've ever heard started at 0. The difference, they didn't stop. And neither will you. From nothing to unstoppable. That's not just a phrase. It's a mindset. It's a promise. It's a prophecy. And it's you are reality if you're willing to fight for it. Let me make it crystal clear. Being unstoppable doesn't mean you won't face opposition. It doesn't mean you won't fall. It doesn't mean you won't cry. But it does mean that no matter what happens, you refuse to quit. You get knocked down. You get up. You fail. You learn. You get rejected. You keep moving. You run into walls. You find a way around them, through them, over them. That's unstoppable. I need you to stop looking at your past like it's a prison. It's not. It's a platform. Stop looking at your pain like it's punishment. It's not. It's preparation. Stop looking at your struggles like they're setback. They're not. They're setups for your comeback. Do you understand what I'm telling you? The very things that tried to destroy you are the same things that are going to launch you. The very weight that tried to crush you is the same weight that's making you strong. The very storm that tried to drown you is the same storm that's teaching you how to sail from nothing to unstoppable. Say it with me again, from nothing to unstoppable. Again, from nothing to unstoppable. One more time, with everything you got. Ephraim, Nari, Ein-T-O-U-N-S-T-O-P-A-B-A-O. You feel that. That's your spirit waking up. That's your fire coming alive. That's the unstoppable inside you saying, it's time. No more waiting. No more excuses. No more fear. It's time to rise. And when you leave this place, when you go back to your reality, when the bills are still there, when the pain is still there, when the struggle is still there, you remind yourself of this moment. You remind yourself of this fire. You remind yourself, I might have started with nothing, but I'm not staying there. I am unstoppable.